It's time for the Freedom in 5 Minutes podcast. Powerful and liberating business strategies you can start in 5 minutes or less. Now, here's your host, Dean Soto.
Hey, this is Dean Soto, founder of freedomin5minutes.com and prosulim.com. And we're here again with another Freedom in 5 Minutes podcast episode. Today's topic is this. Don't outsource your decision making. That and more coming up. Sorry about that. We got the guineas back there. Hey, quiet. Where's your fourth guinea? Where'd the fourth guinea go? Oh, he's over there. All right. Yes, I hear him. At least I think that's him. Anyway, we have 3 female guineas and one male guinea, and I don't see the fourth guinea. Anyway, oh, there he is. Okay, cool. Anyway, they're loud. You can't tell. Oh man. Anyway, so good morning. We have this client, pretty big client, like somebody that I had been wanting to get as a client for a while, and they run a franchise development company, and the owner is such an amazing guy, super smart, very good at business. He's been doing this for a long time, and I think what happened was, he ended up reading the book Clockwork or something like that, and he's like, dude, I need to start creating some systems. And so he reached out to my partner Paul, and he was like, hey, I need to make this happen. And so we brought him on as a client, and he's all about systems. He's like, I need to get it going. I just don't have a way of doing it quickly. And now that I know that you guys can document all of this, and your guys are super cost effective, this is great. This is great for my business. I want to make this happen. I want to continue to grow. And so I'm excited because I was like, I wanted to score this guy a long time ago. I wanted to get him on board a while ago. And oh my gosh, guineas, seriously, quiet. I wanted to get this guy on board a long time ago. And so I'm like happy as a clam, right? I'm thinking, this is great. This is awesome. And it is. It was. He ended up getting 2 VSAs. But what kind of seems to have occurred is that when he brought these folks on, he oh my gosh, guineas. Maybe this was not the right time to do this. Hey, quiet. Anyway, all right. So he basically had his team. He had an admin team and then also his sales team create. They're the ones that were going to be working with the VSAs, right? And I've seen over and over again. This is one of the reasons why I had my consulting business, right? And I still do, where people pay me a lot of money to get their entire team on board with creating systems, creating processes, documenting, and all that other stuff. Because it's hard to get, because you as the business owner, you're like, yeah, let's do systems. Let's get it. Let's go. Let's start documenting everything. Let's get things moving and automated. And it's just going to be amazing, right? Well, that's you as a business owner. But think of you as think of yourself as the administrative director who is like, these guys are going to take my job, right? Or as the salesperson, these guys are going to take my job. Or on the flip side, it's like, well, everything's going well on our end. We're doing fine. We're all good. We'll use them and we'll try them out, and we'll, if it doesn't work out, we'll just kick them to the curb, right? So So what happened was it seems like on the sales side it's going well, but on the admin side, we already got an email. It's only been a few months. Already got an email from the admin director. Keep in mind, the business owner has kind of been out of the loop this whole entire time. Not the whole entire time, but for the most part during this whole entire time, right? Kind of been out of the loop. And so because he's been out of the loop, he's not really given in much of direction of, hey, this is what I need you to do. This is what I want you to start offloading and things like that. And so the administrative side, we got an email this morning saying, hey, how long do you need? Do we need to give you notice to cancel this one person? And I'm like, that's not a good sign. And so I'm like, oh, that's interesting. So I forward the email to my partner Paul, and gonna let him handle and see what's going on there. But what I've seen in cases like this, especially in cases like this, is the person who is the type of person who sends that email. They're used to doing things a certain way, right? So imagine you're a construction worker, you own a construction business, and your administrative assistant is handling some of the work out there. And the way he or she is doing it is they're taking off their shoes. They have hard sole shoes. They have their boots. They take off one of their boots. They go over to nail something into a frame of a house or something like that. And they use the sole of their boots to nail a nail into that frame or that piece of plywood, right? And it works. It takes a while. It takes them about maybe 45 minutes to get that nail in. But because their shoe is hard enough, that sole is hard enough, it is able to get that nail in there eventually. It really does take a good amount of time to get in there, right? But it worked. That nail got into that piece of wood. It's in there. It's solid. It's perfect. Well, they do that over and over and over again. They do that, a couple times a day. It takes them about 45 minutes to nail in a nail into a little bit of that building. And yes, it is helping out the entire project, right? It is helping out that entire project. But meanwhile, they're dropping the ball on all of their administrative duties. They're dropping the ball on all the other things that they have to do, okay? Well, yes, it's working. And so, you as the construction business owner says, you know what? We need to get somebody in here who has a hammer, right? We need to get somebody in here who has a nail gun or a hammer or something like that. We got to get them in here, and you go and you find someone who has that ability, right? You hire them, and you're like, okay, cool. Yeah, we're gonna need you to help with this the frame of this house that we're building. Okay, here's so and so. Here's our administrative director. They've actually been helping us build this house for a while, and they know what's going on, and so they're gonna show you their system, and then they really want you to be able to start doing what they've been doing. So, and you're gonna be obviously able to do it faster because you have the tools necessary, you have the experience, and all that other stuff. So so you hand them off to your that administrative director who's helping to build that house. The administrative director says, okay, cool. So here's our system of doing things. Do you have boots? Yeah. Okay. Let me check the soles of your boots real quick. Okay. Oh, yeah. No, these are perfect. Okay. So this is how we do things around here. Okay. So first thing we do is we untie our boots. Okay. And document this. Get this out. We're going to document all this, right? Okay. We're going to untie those boots. You only have to do one. You could do both. It kind of does double the effectiveness, but you don't really have to. So go ahead and take off that boot. Okay, good. All right, now grab a nail. We use 3 1/4 here because we're doing some framing. So grab that nail real quick. Okay, good. All right, and start using the sole of your boot to hammer in that nail. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, cool. All right. Now, do you really, I do have a nail gun and I do have a hammer. I can start doing that. Oh yeah. I mean, you can do that, but that's not how we do things around here. I've never used it before. I'm sure it works really well, but this is the way that our boss wants us to do it, and it's been working. So I really don't want to change anything. I've been doing this for a while now, and it's just been working. I really don't want to go and start messing things up. Oh, okay. Yeah, no problem. Okay. All right. Well, I'll do this for a while and see where we're at. All right, cool. Yeah. I'll come back and check on you. And so, the guy's hammering with his boots, even though he has the tools. He has the nail gun. He has the hammer. He has all these things, and he's still doing it that same way, right? And the administrative director / frame nailer with the boot comes back and is like, everything's kind of going around the same speed, I'm not sure we really need this guy. I've been doing this, and in fact, he's a little bit slower than I am. I've gotten really good with his boot. He's a little bit slower than I am. I'm going to recommend that we, get this guy off our team, and I'll just go back to hammering on these nails. It's been working, so might as well, right? And I know that's an extreme, dumb example, but it's very, very, very similar to what happens quite a bit when you try and outsource your systems, when you're just like, hey, this person over here knows how to do it. Go talk to her and, get everything documented and let's do it, okay? What needs to happen as a leader is you need to, for our virtual systems architects, we have our team have people create videos and those get documented and so on. What you need to do as a leader is actually hold your people accountable, see what they are actually doing, have them record exactly what they're doing so that you can see, is this actually effective or not? Are we doing things the right, like in a way that's actually effective? And then when you do that, and you hand it off to somebody, when you give it to your team member to get this other person on board, you don't just stop there. The thing that you also have to do, the thing that you also want to do is make sure that when your other team member is handing off something to somebody else that's below them, is that your team member is accountable to showing you that they are delegating properly, that they are giving that person all of the different opportunities that they got as well, and that they're not actually sabotaging. Very, very often, your team will sabotage bringing on a new person because that person feels threatened. And the original person that you had feels threatened by what feels threatened by the thought, the possibility that they are going to be replaced. And that is sometimes the case. If it's somebody who cannot go higher in value, cannot bring themselves to be higher in value, then you find that that person is going to try their damnedest not to let the person, the VSA in this case, actually succeed is what they're doing, right? I actually had this happen a while back with a VSA that was doing more of accountant / payroll type work with a real estate company, and their accountant, the person they had on staff, just was totally sabotaging the entire thing. Super nice about it, but sabotaging the entire thing. And the reason the VSA was brought in the first place was because they didn't want have a huge liability if their person who did accounts receivable and payable got injured or something like that and wasn't able to work. Well, guess what? It actually happened. She sabotaged the VSA, and then she ended up getting some kind of medical issue came up, and she was gone for weeks, and it put them into a tailspin. And so, why is this important? It's important because whenever you are hiring for any position where it's below you and below somebody else, where you are not the direct report, you really have to make sure that you are monitoring whether or not that person is truly giving the new hire every chance possible to succeed. Okay. Because very often, I would probably venture to say maybe 25% of the time, that person who's training the new hire, bringing on the new hire, might feel threatened. And it's by giving that, holding that person accountable to make sure that the person succeeds, the new hire succeeds, really is key to building a business that's going to thrive. Because then guess what? When the original person sees that they were not replaced and they were actually put into a better position, when they hire, you now can teach them the exact same thing that you did to keep them accountable for when they have to hire somebody who's 2 lines down, right? And so the more that you can avoid the sabotage that happens quite a bit, the more that you can avoid that, you're able to bring about an organization that grows without you, that gives you the freedom to have a thriving culture, a thriving business. Everybody's working together. And you don't get into that spot where that one person is getting rid of an opportunity and destroying an opportunity that could have brought your business forward in a huge way. All right, so this is Dean Soto, founder of freedomin5minutes.com and prosulum.com. Go to prosulum.com, prosulum.com. If you want a virtual systems architect that you can show how to do something in 5 minutes or less, show them how to do it. They document it, then they take it over. You never have to do it again. Every 5 minutes is freedom in 5 minutes. Freedom from that task, freedom from ever having to touch that bit of your operations ever again. Go check that out, or go check out freedomin5minutes.com. We have a masterclass. We have a couple of different things there as well. And we got some good things coming up in the near future. So this is Dean Soto, founder of freedomin5minutes.com and prosulum.com. And I'll see you in the next Freedom in 5 Minutes podcast episode.
Thanks for listening to the Freedom in 5 Minutes podcast. Now, head over to www.freedomin5minutes.com and register for our free masterclass and discover how to start systemizing and automating your entire business 5 minutes at a time. We'll see you next time on the Freedom in 5 Minutes podcast.